Greetings, adventurers. I am Trevor, and this is the Rogue Optimist. I've just parked at the Transportation and Ticket Center, TTC, and I'm going to be taking a walk today, which hopefully you'll join me for. So today's been like one of those weird days. You know how like you've always got a to-do list and you never finish it? Well, I still haven't finished my to-do list, but I've gotten all of the responsible adulting, I have to get this done because otherwise, you know, it's going to mess up something else. You know, you're usually dealing with like bills and health insurance and grocery shopping and laundry and cleaning, all that sort of stuff. All of that, as of this afternoon, is finished. I've done all the good that I can do with it, except for all of my creative work. But I love this feeling because that means that, at least for this moment, I get to only focus on my creative work. So I'm starting off that sort of feeling by going on this walk. So I got a lot more to say about that, a lot more that's been going on, a lot of things that are just kind of like the state of life. Let's just call it a state of life. So it's going to be a good one. But I'm going to start here at TTC, and I'll make sure no cars are sneaking up. Oh, I like it when people wave in the background while I'm recording. It's so funny. So I'm going to start here at TTC and going to walk the whole path all the way over to Contemporary, see what time it is then. I'm going to take this walk, not just for the talking head parts, still going to, you know, look at some stuff, see what's new, see what might be in the lobby of the Grand Floridian, but also the walkway from Grand Floridian to Magic Kingdom had been closed for a few weeks, at least a few weeks. It is reopened as of a few days ago, so I'm going to go look at that. Probably nothing different with it, but still going to take a look. And then see what the latest state is of the new DVC tower for the Polynesian. Just kind of walk through that area, which I think since the last time I walked that, which was over a month ago, that the walkway to get from the Polynesian to the Grand Floridian has changed its route once again. So we're just going to get in there. Let's go have some fun. We now join our program, already in progress. All right, we just hit this beautiful part of the afternoon. The sun's just hiding behind some clouds. It's not a lot of air movement, but it's thankfully not that hot out here today. I think it's actually only about like 82. So it feels dang good. So we're walking on past TTC right now. One of the security guards for TTC mentioned that the torches for the Poly are once again lit. So I'm gonna get a little closer. I think he's talking about these ones right here by the entrance. So let's take a look. All right, so that gentleman at security was in fact correct. These torches are back to being operating. I guess they were out. I kind of didn't realize that they weren't there until I saw that they were working, and then I went, oh yeah, those were missing. So I honestly probably would not have noticed it if the security guard didn't point it out. These are some interesting flowers that I do not believe I have seen before. Walking through the Poly here, but I don't want to do this whole walk alone, which is to say I'm going to get a spiky pineapple from the Trader Sam's Grog Grotto walk-up bar right now with a rum float, because nobody should walk alone. Well, here's a present look at the DVC tower construction. All right, so instead of being able to walk that way, what we normally have been able to do, gotta take the long way. All right, and now this sidewalk is closed, and now we have to walk this way. So I think this is that change that I had heard about recently with having to walk different routes to get over to Grand Floridian. Before it's completely gone, here's what's left of my spiky pineapple with a 151 float on top. I got some notes about this that as soon as I'm away from some people, As soon as I'm away from people, I'll say something. The last time that I walked this, you'd have to walk this way and cross over and walk down the other side of the road to that further crosswalk right up there to get to Grand Floridian. And now this baby got paved. Look at that. Look at it. All right, so now this area, I'm gonna be walking through an old parking strip in order to get to where you want to go. Oh, this is different though, at least now, because before it's just kind of you walk through the parking lot, like unprotected. But this, since putting up the project trailers, at least there's actual like protected, dedicated area for you to walk. All right, here are my notes about that spiky pineapple. I'm gonna try to make this as not unbiased, but not as harsh as I want it to seem. But the spiky pineapple is 25% smaller than it used to be before the pandemic, and the cost is the same. Don't know who made that call. Iger? Chapek? Probably, it was probably Paycheck. But I asked the bartender, I said, that's a 12-ounce cup, right? Yeah. And it used to come in a 16-ounce cup, right? Yeah. And the price is the same? Yeah. Okay. Thought so. Nice, quiet, and quaint, and royalty-free music. Fantastic. Now just kind of taking a quick lap through the Grand Floridian lobby. Oh, looks like somebody's having a photo shoot up there. Adorable. This is I feel like one of the few and odd times when there isn't anything taking over this half of the lobby, like the gingerbread house for the holidays, or the Easter eggs for Easter, and the other thing for the other thing. But as it is in its natural state. Spacious. And just for, don't mind me a moment while I play a little ditty on the piano. I'm not gonna go there, at least not today, but there is the Enchanted Rose Bar. You can see the chandelier inspired by Belle's dress in the final act of the film. But not gonna go there, not today. I've been once before. I'm not saying it's not worth it, but you gotta have an occasion, gotta have a reason to go. And get yourself one of these rooms if you can. Even just like the regular buildings have got a fantastic little lobby space for meeting the family in the morning. Not bad. That's nice. They've got balloons color-coded for the 100th. For the oh, hold on, someone's anniversary. Oh, they got 3 boats for it. Ooh, la-di-da. Nice work if you can get it. Spare no expense. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Spare no expense. So you can get all these boats. Like, you can just rent them, or if it's like the evening, you can get them like catered and with someone from Disney to actually like drive the boat, kind of sort of be your bartender, beer and wine. I think I mentioned this before, but that sort of thing. And just like go out on the Seven Seas Lagoon and watch the fireworks from your boat. And they have the music playing on the boat and watch the electrical water pageant, which I still have yet to see. So maybe today. Probably not, but maybe today. Something tells me that this sidewalk is newly paved, and I can 100% tell that this landscaping is new. Also, just because of the fact that there's absolutely none right there. Wow, okay. Oof. So now this is the newly reopened walkway from Grand Floridian to Magic Kingdom. And I think that it is quite literally just this portion that got redone. I have no idea if this is true, but this might have been the building that was I think these rooms just got renovated. They're going building by building. Like one of the buildings One or two of the buildings were turned into DVC buildings. And then just the resort rooms overall were being renovated over the last, I want to say, 2 years. It's that whole style of like, if you've stayed at the Gran Destino Tower at Coronado, which is the first place that I've seen this kind of style be done, where it's the platform bed, the space underneath to be able to store suitcases, hardwood, the carpet's taken out, and basically everything looks like that. So to me personally, I don't see the value in staying at a deluxe hotel for that inflated price tag when a room at the Gran Destino, and actually now the rest of the rooms at Coronado and now Caribbean, the Caribbean rooms that had the pirate theme are having that pirate theme taken out. They're currently going building at a time right now and redoing those. So all of the rooms across Disney World property, and this also happened, or is beginning to happen, I think, in Disneyland, all of them are going to have that same kind of cookie cutter look to them, just with some, various design flourishes. But that's it. So the price tag really, like, now you're not necessarily changing what you're getting with the room. Now what you're actually changing is, what might be around the resort, available at the resort, that sort of thing. If you're staying at one of these hotels, you're obviously really close to Magic Kingdom. So that's a benefit versus something like Coronado where you're going to have to take a bus and that's your only transportation option. So there's pros and cons like that, but for the room itself, they're all pretty much the same. Now this, though, is still here, this wall. Don't know why. There is a construction access road over there that would lead up to this area that trucks could then get this, drive along the path. Actually, I feel like for at night to check any sort of like issues with a monorail beam. But no, there's a wall up, so more pixie dust occurring, I would suppose. This guy's on the hunt, looking for little fishes. Go get a little fishy. Do you see one? Oh, go get the fishy. Oh, never mind. Okay, bye. Well, this thing was never here. I think this was actually a pandemic project. Disney didn't announce this thing until it was open, though people knew what was going on. So down over here, these are the electrical water pageant floats. So they just kind of chill out here during the day, and then when it's time for the show, this bridge hinges from here. It kind of just swings one direction to get out of the way so that those barges can make their way out onto the Seven Seas Lagoon. So there's a gate down at this end, there is a gate down at that end, and you cap them off, you close them, and then they've got these little consoles here, controls, what have you, in order to swing the bridge and get those barges on out there. And actually more fun factoids of history about Walt Disney World property. So this walkway, I don't remember how far it came down, but from the main entrance plaza up ahead in front of Magic Kingdom, down this way, this path actually had a bunch of those octagonal bricks that you could buy to commemorate a trip, a birth, an anniversary, just life in general, anything. And the bricks actually formed the path that came down this direction. So I want to say roundabout, it might have actually been the time that the bridge was being put in place. Those bricks were taken up, and internet, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty positive that Disney actually started sending those bricks to the families that had purchased them, so that they didn't just, tear them up and throw them out. They actually were like, hey, we got to take these out, but you want your brick back? Or not back, but do you want it? So all got taken out and this path put in, and I never walked it before, so I have no idea if the trees are new, the lighting fixtures are new, or what. But it's a lot of space. I mean, this would be a great place to do like ultimate frisbee, except, Disney security would never allow that. Can you imagine hitting a monorail window with a frisbee? Or if you're playing wiffle ball? just bounces right off the side of the monorail. Never get away with that. Talk about being trespassed. There's another little interesting thing. On either side of the monorail beams are these I-beams that, was that a camera? It might be a camera. No, it's a light fixture. That is meant for any taller vehicles coming through. If you can clear that beam on either side, you will clear the monorail beam. But if you hit that beam, don't keep going because you are going to hit the monorail beam. All right, so we've got 30 minutes until sunset. I'm not sure when nautical sunset happens because that's usually 15 or so minutes after sunset. But I think we'll be getting to the Contemporary just in time, and then we'll be able to take the same walk in reverse, but at night, and see what that looks like. Now, of course, we got Monorail Lime up here, just getting ready to go. Boats headed out. Big boats, small boats, boats. Oh, and just for sake of showing it from this side, there's that DVC tower construction. All right, so I'm gonna be passing very quickly through the Magic Kingdom main entrance plaza in order to get right over to the Contemporary. Quite literally, oh wow, monorail's closed down right now. Thank goodness I'm not taking that. But yeah, I had to go through security in order to get over to the Contemporary. So walking in, walking out. But since it's Memorial Day today, and I have the Pixie Pass, which is just a weekday pass, even though it's Monday. Today is a day that I cannot get in, unfortunately. But for a holiday like today, probably not really looking to get myself in there and deal with those crowds. I'd rather be out here power walking, breathing heavy into a microphone, bringing the news and content to you guys. I want to make sure, well, I hope that I get the terminology right, but I think it is an accurate statement to say that Disney World has the largest private fleet of buses in the world. I'm not going to say it's more than like Chicago's, Metro or something like that, or Metro, the buses there. But like when it comes to like a company with its own private fleet of buses, Disney has the most in the world. Disney World does. There has got to be a Magic Kingdom after hours event tonight because there's an influx of people that are recently showered, freshened up, and in some kind of themed clothes that are all headed back into the park. So there's definitely something going on tonight. And I'm sad that I'm missing out. This is the one area where this walkway is not finessed. There is now a permanent security booth over there, which is fantastic, which is right by the bus depot, but you've got kind of this janky, very traditional crosswalk for how to get from the Contemporary over to Magic Kingdom. So it's not the most fluid, and it's a very long crosswalk, and there's a retention pond over here that smells like sulfur. Over there is the DVC building at the Contemporary, the Bay Lake Tower, also affectionately known as the BLT. And monorail, back in service, or testing. There's a fun story that Bob Gurr tells about when... Have a good night. You too. Okay, cool. Always enjoy getting wished a good night. Where was I? Bob Gurr. So he ended up being like the Disney vehicle transportation guy, which is not his background. But there was one time when they were like, hey, and they're building Disney World. And he's like, okay, so here's what we got to do. We got to test how fast the monorail can go through this opening up here. And I want to say it was something like 44 miles per hour. Gurr just like cranked it and just went, this is before the hotel was open, obviously, and they didn't stop, but just whipped it through. And apparently just kept on doing laps and just hit the top speed on the straightaway and just right through the hotel. And they're like, well, It fits. It doesn't hit the sides at all. We're good to go. So fun story. And I'm not gonna lie about this. Cause I was thinking about it. I was like, what if I just started telling like every wrong answer, like anything but the truth? But I'm gonna play that game a different day. But one of these rooms, I don't think it was the Atlantic. I don't think it was the Grand Republic. But one of these ballrooms up here is where Richard Nixon, Tricky Dick, I've never gone this way, delivered his "I'm not a crook" speech. Here at Walt Disney World's Contemporary Resort. I mean, heck, even the Beatles officially broke up at the Polynesian across the way. This is 100% giving me some 70s vibes. Like I am feeling some like living with the land energy over here. I think this is going towards the convention center. Okay. So now what's over here? I like that there's like available power right here in this little like balcony space. Okay, cool. So here's the convention center. Ow! Oh, I just hit the microphone against the wall. That was rough. All right. This is curious. Very interesting. I think I mentioned it in my last video. Or I was just having this conversation with a friend. Oh, look at this. Even like, you can see through the tiles down into the lower level. That's pretty cool. All right. Okay. Well, heck, let's go this way. I mean, what else were we going to do? Go up into the third floor lobby space with Chef Mickey's and that? There's nothing interesting or new up there. But also I might double back that way. But this is new to me. So what was I saying? Friend, it actually kind of surprises me how many Disney World hotels have a convention space. I never realized it. How many there are. There's Boardwalk, Yacht and Beach, Coronado. I don't think Caribbean has one. No, Caribbean does not. Polynesian does not. Contemporary does. Grand Floridian does not, but it has the wedding pavilion. And then, not Animal Kingdom Lodge, not Wilderness Lodge, not Art of Animation or Pop Century, not any of the All Stars resorts. What else is there? I'm curious. I think that might be it, but that's much more than I thought that there were. Yeah. Oh, Saratoga. I think Saratoga has a convention space. Yeah, I'm pretty positive Saratoga does. Old Key West, no. Port Orleans, no. What else we got? I think that's all of them. Riviera, no. Yeah, but that's like what, like 6? I think I named 5 or 6. That's still more than I figured that Disney World would have. Wow, just continuing to be amazed. I had no idea any of this was over here. This is insane. And it just keeps on going. And the camera's tilted. Let's try to fix that. That's not getting fixed. I walked all the way down here hoping to be able to play this piano, but they know better than to leave a piano unlocked in public. And it is now hitting that time. It is hitting sunset. You see Grand Floridian across the way. All right. I might pop up into the contemporary lobby on the 3rd level real quick. But otherwise, I'm going to start the walk back. I feel like I might want a coffee while I do that, though. I mean, not that I need it. So another good reason as to why I don't need a coffee while walking back to TTC is because, well, it is a little bit warm outside. It's about 80. It's not hot, and the sun's down, so it should be cooling down. But the problem I have is that this dang hair, which I'm thankfully finally getting a haircut tomorrow. It's going to be it is 7 weeks on Wednesday, so I'm just hitting it a day shy. Usually I'll try to get my hair cut. Well, let's put it this way. When I have a job, I'll go every 3 weeks. When I don't have a job, I go every 6. And it's just been, with the Florida heat coming in the past week, I have a receding hairline, obviously, but I get any bit of length on my hair and it just turns into wearing like a football helmet. And I just get hot and sweaty all the time. I was sweating walking over here, which is bad. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. And it's not like it was midday, I was in direct sunlight, or I was walking that fast, but I sweat easily, which is why I basically have to keep this down to next to nothing. I've been so close to buzzing this all off every day for the past week, and I have fought so hard to not do that, but tomorrow will be the day we'll get this sorted. And the lights are going on underneath. There we go. Now that is one solid upgrade for the 50th. Well, I've never poked my head over here to see this angle of the park. There's some seating that they've added up here. You can probably sit like a dozen people up here for this, but I'm sure it gets crowded up here for showtime. Now that is just a lot of glass. So there is hey, look, another monorail. They just seem to come by all the time. There's an original slew of buildings at this resort that I've never gone by. So I'm gonna try to poke my head inside there and just kind of see if there's any sort of like a lobby space or what they got. But it's this area that's like over here that it's not, this is Bay Lake, because that's behind us is the Seven Seas Lagoon. But it's like these three smaller buildings that were built in at the same time, I believe at the same time that the A-framed contemporary building was. So, oh, that's a sweet, nice. That's pretty dope. All right. But yeah, so there's this one. These are all connected. So 3 stories. Might as well just try a door. Actually, I kind of want to go down this way and see what's at the very end over here. Okay, it doesn't really seem to be anything. It's more of the beach from the main part of the hotel. Just it's got a couple of deck chairs and it's a jogging path, I suppose. Something tells me this doesn't get a whole lot of use. All right, kind of unceremonious, to be honest. Incredibles art, because that's right, the rooms at the Contemporary got redone to have that like Edna Mode Incredibles art theming to it. See, now this looks pretty cool. The sun sets and the lights come on. I totally forgot this was a thing, but there's a pool, an in-ground pool that juts out from the shore here, technically out into Bay Lake. Huh, that's pretty nifty. Oh, and there you go, that's the pool I was just talking about. Right there is the hotel's under construction. So for those of you who don't know, the whole frame of the hotel is just structural steel. This was supposed to be a new way of doing design, architecture, and construction, where you would prefab the rooms out of concrete or whatever, off-site, and then ship them in, and then just slot them in, which they did for here. So this entire hotel is essentially a filing cabinet. Definitely, probably can confirm should have worn bug spray, because with the heat and humidity come the mosquitoes, and I can feel them bouncing off me, and I'm trying to swat these suckers away. I can't say for sure, but these tarps, little signs on the barricades are new to me. So I teased this at the beginning about all the getting all the domestic things out of the way. And now I get to focus on the creative, which is great. I'm also, it's a Hallmark Channel story as to what's transpired up until now. I can give you cliff notes, but basically I've worked in entertainment my entire life. From the time I was 15, I started in broadcast television and went to film school, and then went out to LA and worked in reality TV as a production assistant, and then got a job for a producer, executive level support, and then basically just had like a handful of jobs just supporting producers on films. Like I've worked on Pirates 5 and Jungle Book and Jungle Cruise and technically Lone Ranger and Cheaper by the Dozen, and I think that's most of them. Oh my gosh, look at that, it's the electrical light parade. Oh my gosh, I hope the bridge is open. Oh no, we're gonna find out. Oh yeah, someone's walking this way, we're good. So I have spent a lot of time, when I say a lot of time, I mean 8 years, looking for an entry from entertainment into themed entertainment that leveraged that background. But that didn't really seem possible. So I started doing this whole like, okay, well, let's just try to pitch the skills, experience, the things that I feel are transferable from entertainment into themed entertainment. Let's just pitch those. Let's contort myself and fit myself into a box that companies in themed entertainment can understand and will be able to put me in, and they'll go, great, you know these things, we can put you on this and feel confident that it's good to go and it's not a risk and it's fine. So it never really happened. I kept on falling back into film work regularly over the past 8 years, to the point that I even tour managed for the pandemic. For 2020 and 21, I was a tour manager, stage manager for a comedian traveling the country during the pandemic, and that was weird. That was like a weird left field, but it leveraged a lot of what I know in entertainment, and I learned a lot too from it. So it really just took like what I know from broadcast and live events and media production and physical production and just raised the bar for me. So I had this contract job that I did for almost 6 months over the fall and winter. It's what got me from LA down to Orlando. And that wrapped up. So now I'm like, okay, what's next? And I gave a swing at the coordinator role. Like in the industry, it's called a project coordinator. And you're kind of like this, like, you're not admin, but you're project support. And you're just like really helping like keep all the balls in motion. And the work was good. I was good. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I know I could do it, but it didn't hold my interest the way that other work had. So now I'm trying to think, how do I refocus that? And doing this YouTube channel has really helped with that. Where I've reminded myself about how much I really enjoy shooting and editing and just doing production itself. So I've decided that I need to try to directly leverage that background. This lighting is going to make me look really haunted for a moment. When I say leverage that background, what I'm talking about is being able to take that media work, that production work, and it's like, so when Carl Reiner was developing, what was it called at that time? Head of the House, which became the Dick Van Dyke Show. He was, when thinking of a show, he was like, Carl, what piece of ground do you stand on that nobody else stands on? And he's like, well, aside from somebody who's a writer and working in entertainment, I'm a father. And he's like, well, I haven't seen any shows that like center on like the father. So, head of the house, or head of the household, whatever it was, it doesn't matter. It was the pilot, and then it became the Dick Van Dyke Show. So, like thinking, what do I have from my background to take into themed entertainment that nobody else has? And it deals with production for sure. Some way to leverage that. What question does my experience answer? What angle, what viewpoint do I have that I can bring to the table that nobody's thought of before, or at least thought of in the way that I have? And that's what I'm thinking about now. So I don't have the answer. I'm excited to have this new idea of what I want to do and what I feel pretty confidently about being able to bring to the table, but I'm terrified in that I don't have the answer yet. And that's fine until the money runs out. and the money always runs out. But I'm scrappy, I evolve, I always seem to figure things out. So, so there's that. Now, on top of, let's get something interesting here. There we go, monorail beam. Oh, wow, you can't see my face at all. We're gonna have to shoot it from over here. On top of that, so also, aside from being someone who's like physical production, that's kind of technical. I mean, it's creative, yes, but you're more like a technical person based in how to make the creative happen. So what I also enjoy is the creative in the sense of story. So what I'm really hoping to do is try to get not more, well, that's true, but also the following statement is true in that I need to get back into writing. I need to get back into writing, get better at writing, and do more writing at the same time that I'm doing more shooting and editing of this stuff, at the same time that I'm continuing to educate myself on scripts and writers and entertainment. So I'm hoping that there's a way that I can still also keep a foot in traditional entertainment of film and television, while also bringing my services to themed entertainment. There's a bridge between the two. I know there is. It's not clear what it is. It doesn't yet exist. But I feel like I'm gonna make it. And it might just happen one brick at a time. Oh, the wedding pavilion's looking fantastic in this lighting. This just looks ominous at this point, but there's the DVC tower in construction yet again. And then I'm gonna guess that's smoke coming from a kitchen at Poly. I don't think that's the pool. Oh, unfortunately, the gimbal did die. So I suppose that's one con of the DJI Osmo Mobile 6 versus the 3, is that the battery is significantly smaller. So, kind of a bummer, but good to know. So now you guys get to deal with my hand and arm acting as the Steadicam, the natural one you're born with. All right, well, the gimbal's dead. Hey, maybe we can get some fireworks in the background. You can hear them at least. Good adventure today. Thank you for letting me wax poetic a little bit about just what I'm kind of focusing on now career-wise. Again, excited and terrified, both of the things, but it's gonna be fine. I don't know what the future looks like yet, but when have I ever? So, I mean, heck, I never thought I'd be down here in Orlando living. I feel like I've been on a 3.5 year now slow exit out of Los Angeles. It literally started January 2020 when I got the tour manager job, and I've just been on like an increasing exodus out of the state. So it's been a little weird, but more about all that. I gotta get going. I have a reservation, AMC A-List. I love it. Get it. Look into it. It's mint. Totally worth it, in my opinion. I love going to movies. Obviously, I work in entertainment. Still technically work in entertainment. All of the above. Yes, and. Yeah, it starts in an hour. I gotta get to Disney Springs. I need to get something to eat, so I think I'm gonna grab a slice of pizza from that pizza point, whatever, that next to Maria and Enzo's. So I'm gonna go do that, see the movie. Big day tomorrow. I got something else I want to do for another video, but creativity, it abounds. I might have to do one load of laundry, but that's just because I need workout clothes. But hey, look, monorail. But yeah, so good stuff. I'm excited. I'm excited, and I'm terrified, and I'm excited, and I'm terrified, but it's okay. Have a great night. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Heaven forbid anything keeps me from doing that. If you like this, hit like. If you want to keep watching these things, this is comfort food, by the way. I need to put that out there. This is comfort food. This is content that's not meant to like sit there and like watch. Like there might be a few of those videos, but I feel like I give you a heads up. This is just, you know, some people like sit there and they like play Friends in the background, or you know, Frasier, or Golden Girls, or you know, the Great British Bake Off. This is that type of content. This is meant to be like, you have it on the background while you're doing something else, while you're cooking, whatever. Just something for fun. Hopefully my voice isn't annoying. My face is not terrible. So that's what this is for. So hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you want to know every time one of these suckers drops. I try to always do them at like 9 a.m. No matter what the day, and then I'll put up my promo videos and stuff like that on my socials. So more stuff to come. These videos are going to get more produced, more highly produced. Got some good stuff in the works. I'm excited. I'm bouncing around on my feet right now. You can't tell. Maybe you can. I don't know. Subscribe, notification bell, hit like, comment, be kind, and rewind. If you're too young, you have no idea what that means. But until next time, please remember, as always, Q-line is redundant.